Hello, my name is Kerrioth, and today we are going to have a little look at the now potentially Titan-killing Avatar of Khaine. Now, before we get into this, I just wanted to give a quick apology for the complete lack of videos over the course of the last, 6 days or something? We last uploaded last week, and that was not the intention, funnily enough. Funnily enough, the intention was to continue making videos as normal, and to stream a bit more, and then one of my daughters got sick, and then my other daughter got sick, and I spent most of the week looking after them, and then I got sick because I was around a sick 3 and 6-year-old for most of the week, and as I'm sure many of you know, that if you've got children or have friends with children, if the children get ill, especially when they're that sort of age, it is almost inevitable that you will get whatever they had, or potentially they've got something different between the two of them, and you get both things at once, which I think is probably what happened to me, because I was in ruins for like 4 days, which is not great. But it's fine, because we're all recovered, all fixed, and it's back to normal, and we have something fun to look at in the form of the new Avatar, which is strong enough, allegedly, to one-shot a Titan. That's quite the claim. That's quite a big claim to make, and, I mean, well, we'll see. We'll see. I say we'll see. I already know, because I've already looked. But the thing is, I'm being a little bit sarky, a little bit daft, but this is actually quite a significant improvement for this thing. The new Avatar looks great. I mean, we've covered the appearance already, and it looks fantastic. It's a great model. It's such an upgrade over the previous one, also considerably bigger, but then again, I mean, it's a shard of a god. You feel like it should be, you know, kind of girthy in stature at the very least, and it definitely feels a lot more impressive than the old one did. Stats-wise, this is way better. So, as we can see here, we've got an old versus new stat line situation. Now, it's worth pointing out, because I'm not the only person who had a moment with this, right? I've seen multiple people looking at the comparison, and I've seen quite a few like Twitter posts and stuff. Why are some of the numbers in red? Degrading profile. So the more damage it takes, the fewer wounds it's got, the less good those numbers will be. Admittedly, I don't think they actually say that in the article at all. So as it says here, it just says it's received an updated stat line to match the magnificent stature, made him faster, tougher and stronger than before, a true centerpiece. Okay, fine. No mention of a degrading profile, but as we can see, most of this stuff is different, or at least improved. So we've got 10-inch movement instead of 7. Weapon skill is the same. Ballistic skill is the same, but for some reason it's highlighted in red, as is the movement. Strength is 7, not highlighted. Toughness 8, not highlighted, whereas previously both those were 6. Wounds are 14, previously 8. Massive upgrade on there. 7 attacks rather than 5, and of course the 7 is red, and a 10 for leadership, and a 2+ save. So that is a massive improvement on the previous stat line, and the number of people that were like, why have they highlighted some of the things that have changed, but not all of them, and why is it that the thing that hasn't changed has also been highlighted? The only answer that I have is that it is a degrading stat line, and that's only because it matches what you see if you play, for instance, Knights or Chaos Knights, or, well, I mean, a lot of stuff has degrading profiles, but I fixated on Chaos Knights because that's the army that I play the most. As they say, sweating already? That's not just the heat emanating from his blistering body. The Wailing Doom, I'm not trying to pronounce that, for the Eldari amongst you, is the Avatar's signature weapon. This is where we get a bit creative, right? This is where we get a little bit creative with the old numbers to make it plausible for this thing to down a Titan in one hit or whatever. So, the Wailing Doom, melee. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, select one of the profiles below. So you got a split weapon profile. Piercing Strike, obviously melee. Strength ×2, AP -5, damage D6 +2. And then for Sweeping Blow, you've got Strength User, AP -2, damage 2, but every time an attack is made with a weapon profile, make 2 hits instead of 1. So the Piercing Strike is pretty meaty. You've got a Strength 14, AP -5, potentially up to 8 damage. That is quite nice, and they do say so, just here. You read that right. Piercing Strikes are hitting at Strength 14, and each successful blow deals D6 +2 damage. If you roll hot, now this is where we get into the creative side of things, because you have to roll pretty hot. That's an eye-watering 56 damage, more than enough to kill a Warhound Titan and change. I mean, even with that excellent stat line, effectively, yes, they're saying if you roll all 6s all the time, you can kill a Titan. I mean, theoretically, yes. The chances of that, I'm no mathematician, but I'm gonna chalk that up to being somewhat unlikely, and not something that you're gonna see every single day. Having said that, it is still decent. It is still decent. And as they say, 14 attacks of damage 2 is also quite good as well. Basically, you can either smack the really like tough tanky thing for a shed load of damage, or smack a bunch of smaller things for a bit less damage, but they will get smacked regardless. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, let's be honest. So, we've also got the shooting as well, and for this version, we've got a 12-inch range, Assault 1, Strength 12, AP -4, and again, that D6 plus 2 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, if a hit is scored, draw a straight line between the closest point of the bearer's base or hull and that of the closest model in the target unit, make one wound roll against the target unit, and each other unit this line passes over. I actually quite like that. That's kind of cool. It gives this nice mental image of that like column of searing flame, the blast of fire just going straight across the entire squad. That's actually kind of cool. I do like that quite a lot. And it is pretty nasty. It is kind of nasty. A fun ability there. I like it. And it also has Molten Form, which is quite nice. So 4+ invulnerable save, and each time an attack is allocated to this model, halve the damage characteristic of that attack, rounding up. This is the Avatar of Khaine we're talking about. The Avatar of Khaine should be an absolute monster. It should be an absolute beast on the battlefield. It should not be getting smacked about by a jumped up space marine with a couple of big fists. It should be something that is capable of ruining hordes and smiting its way through armoured vehicles. It has almost no currently tabletop presence due to being a small model, and it's also hard done by in the lore, which kind of, I think, as like an overall picture, it's painted something that is not all that intimidating. I don't think that applies anymore. This is like a big, proper centerpiece model, and it's got a stat line to match that where it is genuinely a threat to multiple things. The fact that it's got a 10-inch move as well is really nice. It's pretty quick, on top of being really quite tanky. I mean, with 14 wounds and halving damage characteristics and a 2+ and a 4+ invulnerable, it's not like, it's, I don't know, it feels appropriate to what the Avatar should be, as opposed to what it has typically been depicted as, which is just to show how cool other stuff is. It'd be nice to see that change. I like what they've done with this. It is quite cool. Question is, what do you think? Do you like the changes? Do you like the new stats? Are we in agreement that it is definitely a degrading profile, or are we barking up the wrong tree on that? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you need to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.